watching this video, chances are you know about the T2, the camper van, and you've probably seen my ID Buzz review video. Now, if you're looking for something that's a bit bigger and has a larger battery, then, well, rejoice, because we have the long wheelbase version of the ID Buzz, and I'm excited for this one. Let's have a look at what's new. Now, when we talk about what's new, there are three things we need to bear in mind. That's the battery size, there's extra space on the inside, and there's a couple of new design cues and a couple of technology things in there that we need to talk about. Starting with the front, it looks very similar. It's something that we're used to seeing already, but if you're in North America, this Volkswagen logo on the front will be lit up, which pays homage to the previous versions that they've made in the past, and it looks really good. We can't see on this one because this is the one that's coming to Europe, and we can't have that in Europe, unfortunately. Sad times, but it still looks good. I really like what they've done here. But the real story is on the side, where we see the longer version of what it actually looks like and what they've done here. On the side, we still have our short overhangs on the front and also on the back. This is now almost 5 meters long in this version, and it gives us an extra row in the back. So this is a 7-seater with an extra row in the back, but you can also configure that, which we'll talk about. Let's get inside so you can see that. But actually, before we do that, this is actually quite a bit of a trickery, because when you look at it, it doesn't look too long compared to the standard version, but actually this is longer, and you see when you get inside. So electronically controlled, and voila. So if you've seen the ID Buzz review that we did already, you can already tell how much I love the space inside of this car. Wait, look at this. Oh, it's plenty of space in it, and hopefully that gives you an idea of how much space you get in here. Honestly, I can't think of anything else that would give you this much space in an electric car. And the battery is still mounted low as well for low center of gravity, and it's still based on the MEB platform. The seats here, you can still move backwards and forwards, for example. So if I move this, you can see me adjust that, which is pretty neat. It means extra leg room if I need to do that. Like I was saying, you can configure the seating in here, so you can go from 5 to 6 or 7-seater configuration. That's entirely up to you. It's easy to do that as well. If you do the full 7-seater, so the extra row in the back, which I'll show you guys in a second, you get not much of a space in the boot, which is quite disappointing. But once you start folding the seats down, you start removing seats configuration, you get plenty more space in terms of liters available in here. But one thing that's new here is this roof here. This is now electronically controlled in terms of making it go clear or making it go dark, which is pretty cool. Up front is a little slider, which easily just slide it up from backwards and forwards. And when you control that slider, this would change accordingly as well, very instantaneously as well, which is pretty neat. Like I was saying, you get this extra row in the back here, which means fitting more people in here. In fact, Volkswagen reckons you can fit a half football team in here. So that's soccer in the UK, not the American football team in here. That's a lot of space to have in here. If you have this seat like it is, there's still plenty of knee room here, plenty of headroom as well. And because they've got that new ceiling here, this glass roof, it now means you get extra headroom as well for people sitting in the middle row, which is pretty neat. Again, they've thought about everything to give you that extra space and get you comfortable as much as possible in here. And then over on the back, things looks very similar as well. So if you've seen the ID Buzz already, there's not much going on here that's new to it as well. So let's just show you the boot space just for showing sake, because you still need to see that in terms of configuration, what you can do with it. So like I said, you can fold the seats flat, so you get more space in there. You still get this little divider on the back here, which means you can slide things on the bottom, or it just makes it easy to get in and out and stuff like that. So you still get all those little quirks that's in here that you get in a normal ID Buzz. This is just a longer wheelbase, which means extra row and just 7-seater, which is really good. Up front, again, things are very familiar. We still get the 12.9-inch display, 5.3-inch instrument cluster display up there as well. But the real story here is this new electronically controlled sunroof that we've got here. So if I do this, you can see that instantaneously activates that, and then swipe back again, clears the roof so you can see the sky when you've got a nice sunny blue day, blue sky. You can just see that through there very easily. So that's something that's new here. And we also get head-up display on there, which is really good. And you still get the ID lights that lights up front, which activates with things like indicator, if there's any emergencies, when you're charging, all that kind of stuff. Elsewhere, like the normal ID Buzz, we still get our cubby holes and stuff like cup holders. You still got this little cabinet here, the little cabin for storing things. You get plenty of USB-C ports all around the car, which are fast charges, I think up to 45 watts or something like that. You still get your 230 volt socket as well, which is really good for plugging things in. But I think other than that, things are very familiar in here. And if you've seen the ID Buzz already, it's exactly what you get in here. And the tech doesn't stop there either. So you can also use your smartphone to remotely park the vehicle, which is pretty neat. I'm not sure if that's coming to the UK or not, so don't quote me on that. There's also, for the North American guys that's going to be buying this, there's also going to be a ventilated seats, which is going to keep you cool in a hot day. So those are really cool things that's going on with this car. In terms of battery size, I spoke about larger battery. So we're looking at 85 kilowatt hour battery with a 210 kilowatt drive motor. So again, really powerful, larger battery, which is really cool. And this supports fast charge as well. So you're looking at 200 kilowatts fast charge. In terms of the drag coefficients, it's still going to be around 0.29, which is very impressive for such a large vehicle like this one with big mirrors. You're looking at 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.9 seconds, but there's also going to be an all-wheel drive version of the Buzz called the GTX, which would do the same figures in 6.4 seconds, and you get 250 kilowatts in terms of power output, which again, if you want something that's got a little bit of oomph, you go for that one. And when it comes to range, Volkswagen are quoting possibly around 460 kilometers, which is around 280 miles on the WLTP, but that's not fully confirmed yet. So once that's been homologated, we'll get an accurate figure on the WLTP scale. And one more thing, we can actually open the window on the back as well. So passengers won't feel as claustrophobic as they would in the original ID Buzz, which is one of the issues I had with it. So that's a really nice addition to this. That's everything that I need to tell you about the long wheelbase version of the ID Buzz. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions, drop them there as well. And I shall see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, this will be coming in 2024, so it's nearly ready.